Have you ever wondered why so many people, despite having big dreams and great potential, remain stuck in a cycle of financial limitation? Often, what holds someone back isn't a lack of opportunities, but certain behaviors that creep into daily life and create a pattern of stagnation. Today, we'll explore these behaviors, starting with one of the most common and detrimental: procrastination. Procrastination is the act of delaying important tasks to an indefinite point in the future. At first glance, it may seem harmless, but procrastination is like a small pebble that, over time, builds into a massive barrier blocking the path to progress. Imagine you have a plan to start a business or invest in something that could change your life. Yet every time you think about taking the first step, an excuse pops up. It could be fear of failure, the false sense that there will always be time tomorrow, or the comfort of your current routine. Day by day, the idea that could transform your financial reality gets left behind, while the world keeps moving forward without waiting for you. Procrastination doesn't just postpone tasks. It directly impacts your confidence and productivity. The longer you put something off, the bigger the challenge seems, which only fuels more insecurity. It's a vicious cycle that traps people in a state of paralysis. If you've ever found yourself delaying important decisions, like organizing your finances, learning new skills, or exploring ways to increase your income, know that you're missing out on valuable opportunities. The first step to overcoming procrastination is recognizing its presence in your life. It often manifests in small actions, like spending hours on social media, binge-watching TV, or finding irrelevant tasks to avoid the ones that truly matter. These distractions not only consume your time but also drain your mental energy, leaving you less equipped to tackle what's important. One effective way to combat procrastination is to break down large tasks into smaller, manageable actions. For example, if you want to start investing, instead of thinking about the entire process at once, spend 30 minutes a day researching investments. Then, dedicate another 30 minutes to opening an account with a brokerage. Over time, these small actions add up and create a sense of progress, which boosts your motivation to keep going. Another useful technique is to set realistic deadlines and commit to them. When something doesn't have a defined time frame, it's easy to push it aside. Establish specific dates for completing tasks, and whenever possible, share those deadlines with someone you trust. This creates a sense of accountability, as you'll know someone else is keeping track of your progress. Eliminating distractions is also crucial. If your phone or TV are your main sources of procrastination, set aside parts of your day to stay away from them. Use this time to work on your financial and personal goals. It might be challenging at first, but by building a habit of focus, you'll be amazed at how much more you can accomplish in less time. Finally, reward yourself for every bit of progress you make. Small rewards after completing important tasks help reinforce productive behavior. If you managed to organize your finances or took the first step toward starting a business, take a moment to celebrate. This strengthens the link between effort and reward, making it easier to maintain consistency moving forward. Now be honest, what was the last big opportunity you missed because of procrastination? Remember that moment when you thought, "I should have done this sooner"? Share your thoughts here, and take this opportunity to reflect on how you can start making a change today. Another behavior that often keeps people trapped in poverty without them even realizing it is a victim mentality. Being a victim means constantly blaming others, circumstances, or external factors for your difficulties. While it's normal to face challenges and occasionally feel discouraged, adopting this mindset repeatedly can be extremely harmful. It creates a mental barrier that prevents people from taking responsibility for their own lives and seeking solutions to their problems. A victim mentality often shows up in phrases like, "I can't because I was born poor, nobody helps me, the system is against me," or "there's no point in trying because nothing works out for me." While it's true that external factors can make life more difficult, viewing life through this lens only feeds passivity. Victimhood robs you of the ability to see opportunities and to find ways to overcome obstacles. It's important to understand that by playing the victim, you're giving control of your life to forces beyond your reach. This attitude fosters a sense of powerlessness, leading people to accept stagnation as inevitable. The truth, however, is that responsibility for your financial, emotional, and professional life lies primarily in your own hands. Overcoming victimhood begins with a simple yet powerful step: taking responsibility. This doesn't mean you're to blame for all the difficulties you face, but rather that you are the primary person responsible for finding ways to address them. For instance, if your finances are disorganized, instead of blaming the government, your family, or your circumstances, ask yourself, what can I do to change this right now? It could mean learning more about financial literacy, finding a side income, or cutting unnecessary expenses. Another way to combat victimhood is to reframe how you think and talk about your challenges. Replace phrases like, I can't do it with, I haven't learned how to do this yet, but I'm willing to try. Words carry power, and changing how you express yourself can directly impact how you approach problems. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, shift your attention to what can be done to improve. Surrounding yourself with people who have a positive and proactive mindset can also make a huge difference. When you spend time with people who constantly complain and blame others, it's easy to adopt the same behavior. On the other hand, being around individuals who tackle challenges with courage and determination can inspire you to do the same. Seek out friends, mentors, or even online content that promotes a growth mindset and resilience. Practicing gratitude is another powerful tool to overcome victimhood. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you begin to see possibilities where you once saw limitations. Try setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on the good things in your life, such as your health, family, or skills you can develop. This simple practice helps shift your focus from the problem to the solution. Finally, remember that victimhood is a habit that can be replaced with a mindset of responsibility and action. The more you practice taking control of your decisions and seeking solutions, the more confident and capable you'll become in handling any challenge. This shift not only improves your financial life, but also strengthens your self-esteem and sense of purpose. Now ask yourself, are you in control of your life, or are you still blaming others and your circumstances? Be honest. If you're still blaming external factors, take this moment to put a stop to it. Declare right here that you're taking control and making the first step to change your mindset. One of the most subtle yet extremely harmful behaviors that can keep someone trapped in poverty is the tendency to be overly critical. Being critical doesn't just mean analyzing situations or problems. It's adopting a negative and destructive attitude toward people, opportunities, and even yourself. This behavior often goes unnoticed, but its effects can be devastating, both in personal relationships and financial growth. Overly critical people struggle to see the positive side of situations. They tend to find faults in everything, from others' ideas to their own achievements. For instance, when they see someone thriving, they might think, that person just got lucky, or they only succeeded because they had help. This kind of thinking not only demotivates the individual who adopts it, but also shuts down opportunities for learning and growth. Instead of observing what others have done to achieve success and finding inspiration, critics dwell in negativity, missing out on the chance to evolve. This destructive criticism often turns inward. Many people with this behavior are incredibly harsh on themselves, leading to a cycle of self-sabotage. When you constantly judge yourself as incapable or inadequate, it weakens your confidence and makes it harder to take action. For example, someone who thinks, I'll never understand investing because I'm terrible with numbers, is already creating a mental block that prevents any progress. This self-critical mindset is one of the main reasons so many people fail to take the first steps toward improving their financial situation. Another damaging effect of being overly critical is its impact on interpersonal relationships. Critical people often push away friends, coworkers, and even family because no one likes being around someone who constantly points out flaws or belittles others. This behavior can limit your connections, which are essential for success in any area. Building a supportive and collaborative network is key to overcoming challenges, but destructive criticism creates isolation, making it harder to access those opportunities. Overcoming the tendency to be overly critical requires a shift in mindset. The first step is to cultivate empathy. Try to understand the reasons behind others' actions before judging them. When you see someone doing something you disagree with, instead of immediately criticizing, ask yourself, would I do anything differently if I were in their shoes? This simple practice helps replace criticism with understanding. Another effective technique is to practice appreciation. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, deliberately look for positive aspects in people, situations, and yourself. For example, if a coworker presents an idea, focus on their effort and creativity, even if you disagree with some points. This habit strengthens relationships and fosters a more collaborative and productive environment. When it comes to self-criticism, it's essential to find a healthy balance. Evaluating your own actions constructively can be helpful, but avoid being excessively harsh on yourself. Replace thoughts like, I'm terrible at this, with, I still have room to grow, but I can improve with practice and time. This simple yet powerful shift transforms self-criticism into a tool for growth rather than a barrier. Finally, make it a habit to celebrate achievements, both your own and those of others. Recognizing effort and positive outcomes creates a cycle of motivation and inspiration. Celebrating victories, no matter how small, helps build confidence and reinforces the belief that progress is possible for everyone. One of the most harmful behaviors for anyone looking to improve their life is being quarrelsome. This attitude isn't limited to occasional arguments. It's a constant predisposition for conflicts, disagreements, and misunderstandings, especially in situations where a more collaborative approach could yield better results. Being quarrelsome might feel like standing your ground or not letting anyone walk over you. But in practice, it pushes people away, shuts down opportunities, and creates an atmosphere of tension. Quarrelsome individuals often struggle to listen to others or accept opinions that differ from their own. This puts them at a disadvantage because constant conflict blocks opportunities to learn and grow. In the workplace, for instance, a quarrelsome person might create unnecessary friction with colleagues or superiors, damaging their reputation and limiting chances for promotions or involvement in important projects. In business, this behavior can drive away clients or partners, reducing growth and profit potential. Moreover, a combative attitude consumes significant emotional and mental energy. Each conflict wears you down, impacting your productivity and ability to make rational decisions. People with this behavior often find themselves stuck in cycles of resentment and grudges, preventing them from moving forward and focusing on what truly matters to achieve their goals. Another critical issue is that constant fighting tends to create a negative image. Even if you have great ideas or are highly capable, always being in conflict can make others avoid you. This limits your network and reduces opportunities for both personal and professional growth. After all, financial and professional success often relies on strong relationships and partnerships. Overcoming the tendency to be quarrelsome starts with self-awareness. It's important to identify the triggers that lead you to act aggressively or confrontationally. Ask yourself, why did I react this way? Was it really necessary? Often, the impulse to fight stems from feelings of insecurity, frustration, or a need to prove something. Recognizing these emotions allows you to control them before they escalate into conflict. Developing active listening skills is another powerful tool to combat this behavior. Active listening means giving your full attention to what the other person is saying without interrupting or planning your response while they're still talking. This helps avoid misunderstandings and shows respect, which can defuse potential conflicts. Many arguments arise because both parties feel unheard, and you can break this cycle by being the one who genuinely listens. Practicing empathy is also essential. When you put yourself in someone else's shoes, You begin to understand their perspective and motivations, making it easier to avoid unnecessary confrontations. For instance, if a coworker disagrees with you, instead of responding with hostility, try to understand why they see things differently. This approach often transforms a potential conflict into an opportunity for learning and collaboration. Adopting assertive communication is another effective way to handle tense situations without being quarrelsome. Assertiveness allows you to express your thoughts and feelings clearly and respectfully, without attacking or intimidating the other person. Phrases like, "I understand your perspective, but I'd like to share how I see it," show you're open to dialogue rather than confrontation. Finally, learn to choose your battles. Not every disagreement needs to turn into a fight. Ask yourself, is this issue important enough to spend my energy arguing about it? More often than not, you'll realize it's better to let certain things go to preserve your mental peace and focus on your bigger goals. Arrogance is perhaps one of the most insidious behaviors that can trap someone in poverty because, unlike other behaviors, it creates an illusion of superiority that blinds a person to their own mistakes and limitations. An arrogant individual believes they already know everything or are above others, making it difficult to learn, grow, and build healthy, productive relationships. Arrogant people tend to reject advice and constructive criticism, even when it could be the key to improving their financial situation. For instance, an arrogant person might dismiss guidance from a financial expert, thinking they already know everything about the subject, only to make avoidable mistakes. This attitude prevents them from recognizing their shortcomings and seeking ways to address them, perpetuating cycles of stagnation and failure. Additionally, arrogance often drives people away. Whether in the workplace, business, or personal life, no one enjoys interacting with someone who belittles others or acts superior. This behavior weakens support networks, which are crucial for overcoming challenges and creating opportunities. After all, building wealth or achieving success is rarely a solo endeavor. It relies on collaboration, partnerships, and trust. Another negative impact of arrogance is resistance to change. Arrogant individuals often cling to their beliefs and methods, even when they're clearly not working. For example, a business owner who insists on managing their company in outdated ways, refusing to adopt new technologies or strategies, risks losing ground to more innovative competitors. This stubbornness frequently prevents people from adapting to the changes happening around them, leaving them behind. Overcoming arrogance begins with humility. Recognizing that no one knows everything and that there's always more to learn is a crucial step toward growth. This doesn't mean diminishing your achievements or skills, but rather being open to new ideas and willing to accept that there are areas where you can improve. When you adopt a mindset of continuous learning, you start to see knowledge as a valuable asset that can unlock new opportunities. Another way to combat arrogance is by practicing active listening. Instead of dominating conversations or imposing your opinions, take the time to genuinely hear what others have to say. Often, great lessons come from unexpected sources, but arrogance can block you from seeing this. When you truly listen, you show respect and create an environment of mutual exchange that benefits everyone. Reflecting on your actions and words is also essential. Ask yourself, do my attitudes show that I'm approachable and collaborative, or am I pushing people away with my behavior? This self-reflection helps identify patterns that may need adjustment to improve your relationships and your path forward. Cultivating gratitude is another powerful tool against arrogance. When you remember everything it took to get where you are, including the support of others and the opportunities you've been given, it becomes easier to stay grounded. Gratitude not only reduces feelings of superiority, but also fosters a more genuine connection with others. Finally, be willing to ask for help when you need it. Arrogance often prevents people from admitting they're struggling or in need of guidance. However, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. When you open yourself to learning from others, you create a cycle of support that benefits both you and those around you. The 5 behaviors we've discussed, procrastination, victim mentality, being overly critical, quarrelsomeness, and arrogance, all have one thing in common. They limit your potential for both financial and personal growth. These attitudes not only create obstacles on the path to success, but also deeply impact how you interact with people, opportunities, and yourself. The most important takeaway, however, is that all these behaviors can be transformed with effort and determination. Recognizing these patterns in your own life is the first and most crucial step toward change. These attitudes are often so ingrained that they manifest automatically, almost unnoticed. However, by becoming aware of how these behaviors affect your life, you can begin replacing them with more productive and healthy actions. Remember, financial and personal success isn't dictated by external circumstances, but by how you choose to respond to them. Transformation starts with small actions. By tackling procrastination, you learn to value your time and take steps toward your goals. Overcoming victim mentality allows you to regain control of your life and become more resilient in the face of challenges. Replacing destructive criticism with a more positive and constructive outlook enables you to learn from others and build stronger relationships. Letting go of constant conflict in favor of a collaborative attitude opens doors to new opportunities and partnerships. And by replacing arrogance with humility, you unlock your potential for growth by staying open to learning and continuous improvement. Keep in mind that changing behaviors is not an instant process, but every step counts. The journey to overcoming these attitudes requires patience, self-reflection, and most importantly, action. Whenever you face situations that test these behaviors, ask yourself, am I choosing an attitude that brings me closer to or farther from my goals? This simple practice of self-questioning can help you adjust your behavior and align your actions with your aspirations. Out of the 5 behaviors we discussed today, which do you think is the hardest to overcome? Share your thoughts in the comments and take a moment to read others' experiences. Together, we can help each other overcome these challenges.